Hey everybody, today we're going to be covering the top 5 challenges to owning a ranch here or land here in the state of Texas. So if that's what you're into, if that's what you want to know, stick around. We're getting after it right now. Hey, I am Kerry Fletcher, land and ranch specialist here at Mims Group. Look, this channel is all about the ins, the outs, giving you the skinny as to what are the things that are the tricks of the trade, if you will, for Texas land and ranch management. So hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you want to know more about, or if this is the first time you've seen this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, that way you're notified every time we put out a new video. And look, we've got some live ones coming up here in this next month, so you're going to want to catch them. And whenever you or your family or somebody you know are wanting to move here to the state of Texas and get your own little piece of heaven, be sure and give us a call, send us a text message, send us an email. Heck, if you want to, send us a note via Pony Express. Now, I say that all the time, and you'd be amazed the phone calls. People would be like, well, it sounds sort of strange, but you said to call. It's only strange the first time. It's not strange for me. I get calls all the time. People from California, people from South Carolina, people from Houston, people from Dallas. It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and give me a call. We'll get you hooked up. So let's get into today's subject, the 5 biggest challenges of owning Texas land and ranch. And look, you're going to want to stick around for the last 2 because they are going to be the biggest challenges facing that are going to determine success or failure. So look, number one issue is finding quality help. Quality help is everything from needing to build or put in new fences, a welder to come out and help repair some work, whether it be some of your equipment, good mechanic, because there's lots of people out there who will take your money. There's lots of people out there who will claim that they're going to be around. So sorting your way through and look, I know that that's just life, right? It's the same thing as if you're living in a city or if you're trying to find a lawyer or you're trying to find a doctor. It's sort of the same thing. But look, it's a little bit different. If you didn't grow up in this town, if you didn't, especially if you're moving in from the big city or you're moving in from California, a lot of people will look at you and just see dollar signs, right? And so it's a little bit different than your normal thing. So some tricks. So we're going to talk about, I'm not just going to say this is the challenge, but let's look at some of the solutions. Also, we talked about, we didn't talk about, but veterinarian, finding a good quality veterinarian. So some of the solutions, some ways that you can find some help is number 1, your local ag extension agent. So Texas A&M University provides a tremendous service for the state of Texas by providing an extension agent. It's basically a community professor on all things agriculture. Everything from land management, water, soils, fertilizer, you name it. And they're going to be someone that you're going to want to get to know, take them out for a cup of coffee, let them know what you're doing, let them know that you're there. And I'm not just saying ask them everything, because they can't, you know, legal liability just say, oh yeah, you need to work with this guy, not this guy. But getting to know that person is going to help get you ingrained to that community. He's going to help guide you along and is going to provide some quality recommendations for you. Number 2, second biggest challenge, and you need to know this. The biggest challenge is staying safe. Year in, year out, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, farming and ranching is one of the top 10 most dangerous occupations. And think about it, it's not just deaths, it's getting mangled, getting burned. Because think about it, you're out generally in the weather, and it's either going to be raining, or it's going to be snowing, or it's going to be sleeting, or it's going to be, you know, bad conditions, whether it's heat exhaustion, cold, hypothermia. Then you're dealing with mud and dirt. You got slip, trip, fall hazards. You're up and down on heavy equipment. tractors, mowers, UTVs, and it's real easy. And oftentimes, if not always, you're out there by yourself, right? You don't have anybody. You know, you leave in the morning, honey, I'm gonna go cut up some wood. You're running a saw. Next thing you know, you're out there all by yourself and something bad happens. Nobody's expecting you for the next 3 or 4 hours. So you have to be safe. You have to take responsibility for your own safety. People do it all the time, but just don't ever take for granted that what you're doing and what you're getting involved with is dangerous work. And one of the most dangerous things that you can deal with is animals. Think about it. We've domesticated everything from dogs, cats, horses, chickens, cows, alpacas, ostriches, you name it. But at their core, they're wild animals. And they are much bigger, meaner, stronger, and have much better natural instincts than you'll ever have. To this day, I remember the story and remember seeing this guy was raising ostriches back when ostrich eggs and things were a thing, and nobody knew, but ostriches can kick, they can knock a horse down. They've got such strong legs. But horses, cows, you name it, they will get you, and they will get you in a heartbeat if you're not diligent and you're not doing the right things and treating them with the level of respect, healthy respect for what they can do to you. So staying safe is the number 2. Number 3, we talked about it a little bit. It sort of goes hand in hand to this finding quality help. That is getting accurate information and where to go for that. Accurate information about when to plant, how much and what to fertilize, what sort of grasses are going to be a match for the natural water sources that you have, plus the soil conditions that you have, and the animals that you want to graze or raise. So whether that be horses, cows, sheep, goats, alpacas, or you want to do natural wildlife and hunting on it. How often should your pastures be rotated? You know, it's not like you just go out there and put your cows or your horses or your animals out there and just have them free reign. That's why when we're talking about checking conditions and doing stuff, why it's so important to have quality fencing and cross fencing. When you talk cross fencing, that's because you're going to be rotating your livestock around between hay production and feeding, and you have to rotate them from spot to spot, because if you just let them go everywhere, then your land doesn't get a natural chance to rest and recuperate and be a good long-term investment. How many cow-calves, horses will the land support? That's called a carrying capacity. Getting accurate information. So, you know, your ag extension agent, we talked about him, he's not going to be your business partner, he or she is not going to be your business partner. They can't make all the decisions for you. But let me tell you, if you've got a question, if you want to learn, they'll either know the answer or they'll be able to help you sort of guide you along to get those resources so that you can make those decisions yourself. But getting accurate information about how to do this, how to run this thing, is going to be critical. One of the biggest challenges. Number 4, biggest challenge of owning a ranch is price. The price in which you buy things is, you know, should I buy hay in bulk during January, February, when everybody who didn't plan is out there trying to get it and they don't have any grass? Or is the price to buy when it is, you know, June, July, and everybody's had their second, third cut and they don't have room to store it anymore? And what is a fair price for hay? And how do I judge the quality of the hay? So the price that you're buying things, feed stock, the price that you're paying for hay, the price that you're paying for services is super critical. Price that you're paying for, and one of the biggest things that people get burned on is the price of the animals, your stock, your livestock that you should be buying at. Because if you buy high, if you overpay, the margins are so thin, it doesn't matter how good or how well you run your operation, is not going to be profitable because you just killed your margin right there with the initial purchase. So the price in which you have to buy things is one of the biggest challenges, and you're going to need to learn and learn quick on things like the livestock, but then also feed. How much should you be paying for? What's the best kind of feed? Depending upon the animal, where's the best place to get it? Should you buy in bulk? Do you have some storage? Do you have some alternative methods of buying and distributing the feed? Last thing, and this is sort of the other side of this coin, is the price to sell, right? So many people go out there and are put into a situation where they have to sell, and they have to sell at the wrong time. Knowing and understanding the seasonal fluctuations of price, what's the historical trends, what's the seasonal trends within beef, and then also what are the driving factors that could either cause a spike in the price or a drop in the price, and making sure that you understand that, hey, you know, prices are at this, they may not last, and being able to recognize that, yeah, this is a good time for me to sell. This is a good time for me to cash out. It's no different than a stock or a mutual fund or a house for that matter. But you need to know and understand and be challenged yourself to go in and understand those markets and recognize the price to sell. So look, if you stuck around this long, then you think it's great information, hit that like button. Give me that thumbs up, because I tell you, if you thought it was good information, there's 10, 100, 1,000 people out there, and by you doing that, it helps the channel, helps get this thing promoted on YouTube. Whenever you or your family or anyone you know are ready to move here to the great state of Texas and find your own little piece of heaven, don't hesitate. Just go ahead and give us a call, send us a text message, send us an email. Heck, if you want to, send us a note via Pony Express. Any which way you want to contact us, we've got your back when moving here to Texas. See you next time.